It's August 21st, 2011, and you're watching Mods on Air.
2 FPS, 3 RPGs, and 5 sim-type games.
Yeah.
I think you'd be able to come up with one here.
I'm actually pulling this one hard.
Ask all the people that need hacks to play Call of Duty. I could hear you groaning inwardly every time sin was mentioned. You're just cringing.
And welcome, everyone. Welcome to episode 296 of Mods on Air, bringing you the week in gaming news as modders, developers, and gamers ourselves. I am foyleman, and also on the show today we have with us Stryder. How you doing today, Stryder?
Hey, everybody.
And we also have with us Welshy. Hello, Welshy.
Hello.
Mrs. Foyle is with us. Hello, Mrs. Foyle.
Hello.
And we also have Jynx with us again. Hey, Jynx, how you doing?
Morning.
Morning. All right.
Great morning.
Yeah,
It's morning for me still.
What state are you in today?
Texas.
Drunken. I think I already used that joke last.
Drunken. Euphoria.
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't been drunk in a while. I think it's Central Time Zone, so.
Ah, okay. Well, before we actually begin the show, let me remind you all that the show is recorded before a live audience, of which you may be a part. Anyone can listen in and message about the topics as we discuss them. People are doing so right now. And as for those topics, Welshy will hopefully post the relevant URL into the chat window in case you care to follow along. And for the other links, I wouldn't be clicking on them. Don't know where they go. Don't know where you will end up. Finally, those of you who haven't heard the show before, there may be some explicit language or adult themes. I apologize now. I cannot control this group. Okay. So yes, episode 296. Next week it'll be an interesting episode that we will try to perform. Try is the key word there. Stryder and I will both be in Seattle over at the PAX, the Penny Arcade Expo, and we're going to see what happens. I've written some instructions for Mrs. Foyle. Just a few instructions, a couple pages there.
God.
Pages.
of what I do every morning to make this show possible. And
You'd figure after all this time, like 296 episodes, I mean, we've been pretty consistent for the last 3 years with how it
Yes.
runs, that you'd have it set up so you just press a button and it goes doot, 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 and it's all ready.
you would think.
Yeah.
You know what? One of the things stopping me from being able to do that is to understand how Windows refers to the Sound Blaster Live card by name. I don't know what name it uses, and every one I've tried doesn't work. And in order for me to get everything to work with almost a single button, I would require that. One day, maybe. It is a dream of mine. All right, we have a number of topics to discuss today because of Gamescom, which is now done. Penny Arcade Expo, which hopefully isn't going to just be another repeat of Gamescom. And so yeah, let's jump into what we have up for news. If I can actually find some of these pictures for the news that I have here. All right, here we go. Nope. Yep. Okay, there we go. We'll start off with that. Battlestar.
Sound?
Pictures with sound. Yeah. Battlestar Galactica Nexus mod. We have a mod here going on for the game called Nexus, the Jupiter Incident. Looks like a really good mod. I mean, they did a very, very nice looking job with the environments, with the models for the ships. Now this is a real-time strategy game based on some novel by Ronald D. Moore. Alright, and players can fight as human or Cyclone. And Cyclone, yeah, I know. So yeah.
It's a vacuum cleaner.
Now this thing has been in
So,
beta 4.1 for the last year. What's that?
How long before this gets shut down?
Like I
Do
said,
they have permission to use that guy's novel?
it's been in beta for over a year. So.
My Skype is all crazy. I'll be right back.
I don't think that they'll have the same problems because Battlestar Galactica is probably not as paranoid about someone producing something that's
Better than this stuff.
well, no, but
It's not exactly popular either.
But, I mean, you look at the Stargate mod.
Oh my goodness.
all the Stargate mods and how they've all got shut down because they're scared that somebody might do something better than they could do, and most of them were looking better, and then they get shut down because hey, if they can do it, we can do it, make money, and then
Don't.
Well, I'm kind of one.
Exactly.
I did come across an article this week that I didn't just think needed to be in the list. That Joe Wood was acquired by some other game company, but Joe Wood used to have a license for doing one of the Stargate games. They had an official license, and I wonder if that went along with the sale of the company. I would love to see a proper Stargate game actually all the way.
You're not kidding.
Actually get made and finished.
I would too.
You could make one on the Crysis 3 engine, and then just not tell anybody until it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. But make sure it's on torrent before you get shut down.
Yep.
Right.
Give it to the world, and then
if anything happens to me, this will be released to torrent files.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we were actually we keep talking about that. Let's get together and put together some sort of a game or something like that. So I did actually post a topic in the MODSonline forums saying who out there is a modeler, because that's really one of the drawbacks of.
None of us are modelers.
Ham is a
yes,
modeler,
I
right?
thought Ham was.
There you go.
No, that doesn't mean standing in front of a camera naked. We need people who can make
Yeah,
things.
I already made that joke.
Oh, okay.
So who, which ones have you modeled around here? Oh, I know. How many of you have done modeling work? Well, I did some, some stuff in college,
I had to pay the rent 1 month.
Yeah. But Stryder, you bring up a good point though. Now that the CryEngine is out there, it is free, it's available. The SDK, you can download it, start working with it, and making mods, making games, and they're allowing you to do this for free. As a matter of fact, I confirmed the moment that I found out this was released. I downloaded it. You don't need the game to work with this. You don't have to go out and buy Crysis 2 or any other Crytek engine-based game in order to work with this. Just download it. It comes with a sample environment called Forest, I think it's called. I have a little video of somebody going through it very slowly here. There are some interesting little things going on in the engine that if you jump in there and try and start playing it on your engine, it's a wonderful editor in the way that what you see is what you get when it comes to the game. I mean, you are there working in the editor, you press Control-G, and you're in the game, and you're playing it. There's no compile, there's nothing like that, it's just check it out. But yes, you're going to need a modeler when it comes to building these games these days. Even to make rocks, the right way to do it is to get a modeler who puts together some rocks. I'm not just talking about needing characters.
Right. It's kind of like the thing that Welshy and I wanted to do that was going to require someone to model about 10,000 different guns.
Yeah. There was like a 3 or 4 A4 page list.
Yeah.
Of just
models. Dynamite, combat knives, axes, everything that you could imagine that could be used to hurt someone else, we wanted. So. But we were right down to about the only thing I can make is a stick of dynamite, and it won't even look that good, So.
Yes, and actually it takes more knowledge than just being able to extrude a cylinder in a modeling program and say, okay, there we go, there's a stick of dynamite. You also have to understand what's going on with it in order to produce something that doesn't have too many components to make the game run slower. Polys, to be more specific, exactly. Tries and verts. But a lot of these games require some sort of conversion that allows you to export to a format that the engine can actually import. I'm not sure what format this goes with. I do know that I work a lot with the Unity game engine, and that one requires FBX format, which the best way to work with is to use a modeling program called Maya to export. Actually Maya 2011 is the one that so you even have to have a specific version of the software to make things work very easily and properly. And then it comes into animation. If you want to work with a player, you need something that that goes in there and says, okay, when I'm walking, the player is actually moving his legs and arms the way it's supposed to. There's animation involved. Another program. Maybe even motion capture. Which actually, motion capture is not that difficult anymore with the Kinect stuff out there. All you have to do is buy Kinect and license a piece of software, and you're doing motion capture.
Dive around your living room.
Yes.
Around your living room.
Yep.
Motion capture on a trampoline.
All right. So that is what we've got going on. Check this thing out if you want. It's free. It's just download it and play with it. The licensing is as long as
the licensing.
Right, the licensing. If you put it out for free, it costs free. If you want to make money off of it, there is a royalty version of it that they will take 20% of any money that you make, which is really not that bad.
Yeah, I was
No,
that's
that's
quite
really
good.
good. Yeah.
The good thing about that is you can develop your entire game, or even your tech demo of it, and say, you know, what is it going to fly? And if you get funding for it, or if you get someone that wants to publish for you, you know, you can go present it. Then you can go and turn around and
License it.
and license the engine. You don't need to license
Yep.
it without your project going anywhere yet.
Right.
That's quite
It's a
good because you don't have to
thing-
spend money.
Nice thing compared to a lot of different engines.
I don't know how accessible the source code is though in this free. Because I read something about if you need access to the source code, go here.
Yes, that's right. Without the source code, you're not going to be able to go much farther with what's already going on in the engine. I don't know. You know what? Can you add to it without actually changing the existing source code? I know with Unreal Tournament, Unreal Development Kit, the UDK, that you can create scripts that don't actually change the existing scripts that come with it. Can you do the same thing here? But then again, you are still limited. So,
I mean, you could still pretty much, you know, mark up a decent tech demo for something.
okay. This is a beautiful looking engine, though, so check it out if you have a chance.
Yeah,
All right, moving.
yeah, definitely. That's an awesome engine.
All right, moving on to Battlefield. There's lots of stuff going on regarding Battlefield this week. Some of it, most of it's good news. Some of it, it depends on how you look at it. First of all, we have BF3 Team Deathmatch. Team Deathmatch for Battlefield 3 is only going to support 24 players on all platforms. That includes the PC. Which I think is interesting. Who
plays who plays Deathmatch in Battlefield?
Team Deathmatch.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
Team Deathmatch.
It's a good point. Who does play that way? You'll probably find a couple of them out there here and there. Most of the time, you're going to see people playing Conquest mode, which does allow for 64 players on the PC.
Yeah.
I know that from my experience, that's not the game that you play Team Deathmatch on.
No, and also, as I understand, the maps are technically smaller when it comes to the Team Deathmatch. I don't know why they don't allow you to use the full-size maps, but they don't. I haven't seen the game, so I don't know what the limitations are. I just know that they're reporting here that 24 players, which
That just
sounds low.
screams that Team Deathmatch is a console port.
Yeah.
I think we had this conversation before and decided that it was because of Xbox that they were putting those limitations on it.
God knows you
I don't
wouldn't
know.
want the console players to feel left out in the cold any more than they already are.
Yeah, you can't have more than 24 because they'll get confused.
Well, and consoles have a major bandwidth hindrance too.
Well,
That's
how
true.
are the console players going to be able to handle Battle Log, which is the social port, not just the port in which you find players to play with, not just where you get to tell your friends that you're better than them, but it's also where you get to surf and find games. It's actually the browser window.
Yeah.
So how are the console players going to be able to do this? They're telling us that it's going to look just like Facebook. Instead of liking something, you're going to hurrah it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to search for games for different servers to jump into. You're going to be able to select your teams, your kits, and everything else that goes in this. This is all going to be done in the browser. It is not going to be done in the game. Understand what I just said. None of this is done in the game.
There is no in-game main menu.
Yeah, so what happens is if you want to join a server or change servers, you actually have to close the game or alt-tab out of it.
No.
Go to the game browser, this battle log, find where you want to go, and then relaunch the game so it loads into that one.
Yeah.
Alt-tabbing it might break
the game, it drops you back into that web browser.
One of the developers actually commented on that specific thing that you just mentioned. Somebody tweeted about it, and he says, don't alt-tab, just shut it down. It starts up real fast. We'll see.
On his machine, maybe.
Yeah.
You know?
Hurricane, I agree. If this works as they're saying, this is not that bad of an idea, I guess. I don't know what kind of strain this puts on your computer, because think of how often think about when you launch a game, it takes over your window, right? But there's a lot of driver switching and stuff that's going on when that happens. So you're going to tell me that this is going to work easily, where it's just going to pop open, pop close, and be like the dream computer that nobody owns?
Yeah, that doesn't exist.
I don't even know if
I own one.
Jinx, will your computer actually just like switch open a game and switch it closed? All right.
Yeah, actually, it does.
And I've got to say something there, Morpheus. Just because it works in the alpha, our experience with Battlefield and EA and DICE and the way that they do things in alphas and betas, they find a way to break it in the official release. Once this goes gold, everything that they've fixed is going to go back to shit.
It's like there's two different groups of people. Like we're the alpha beta guys, so we'll fix everything, and then the main team takes over for the release, and they haven't got the updates. So we don't need to talk to them. They didn't. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah.
On the other hand, this does
that. My computer jumps through Steam games incredibly fast. I couldn't say it would do with EA games. So
yeah,
right.
You're gonna have to be running it in Origin, so that's gonna be interesting.
You
ain't gonna be running that in Steam.
In a way, I guess this is the server browser being HTML or Flash-based is not really much different from what they're already doing. The only difference is it's not running inside of the game.
The kind of thing that I don't like the idea of is there's no main menu. So I have to be connected to a server to then like change my graphics options or change the sound.
Oh. Well, that's actually quite inconvenient. That means you have to get into the game and then
yeah, you have to connect to a server.
Be online.
No, not just be online, be connected to a server. As in the game.
So this is their way of essentially you've got your friends that you can join with then, because they're not using Steam. They had to come up with something so that people would play with one another.
Yeah. Because we can't do that ourselves.
I'm starting to get very worried about all these new things that are being shown or exposed about Battlefield 3, and you know it still looks great, but yeah, it's DRM. If you have no internet connection, or if your internet connection drops out for a millisecond, oh sorry, you gotta start.
Well, that's what I want to know. I want to know about single player. Is single player the same, or is it different?
Is there any single player at all?
Yes, there is single player.
You can't connect a single player without being on the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
Jynx loves that.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. You know, I mean, it's awesome.
I buy a game that's got single player because I don't necessarily have the internet at all times when I want to play single player.
Because might be sitting in the middle of the desert somewhere.
Yeah, there you go. That's exactly right. Like I was the other day.
Plugged into a laptop and cactuses all around. Yeah, there's no Wi-Fi here. Sorry, buddy.
Got to rig up some kind of cactus antenna.
My phone says 1X, which is like I couldn't even check Facebook with that. So.
God, how have you survived?
It's only a day or so. You know? But there are just some places where I go where the internet's awful. I can't even imagine the people that live there putting up with that sort of internet. So, New Mexico is a prime example of that. I was in Roswell yesterday, and it was like horrible. I mean, horrible. So those people who are going to have to play this game are going to suffer like that? That's bad. And it just seems like they're under the impression that everybody has broadband internet ready at the ready all the time.
Right. Ham's got an interest.
That's a browser-based game, though.
Yes.
This isn't a browser-based game. This is loading a full exe. Wow, echo.
I know. I hear that too.
It's not me, is it?
My speakers aren't on, are they?
Don't know.
All right. Okay. They're also talking about the single player, the co-op. The co-op, which is not the same as the single player technically. There is a single player version of the game, but co-op is actually more of like a multiplayer type style game where people are going to be able to play together. There's going to be some elements of the game that randomly generate so that it's not always the same when you play it. And they're going to try and set it up so that when you play co-op, you're also able to jointly score, and that score that you play with the other people will be posted. And the idea is that they want to try and get competitions going between different groups of people to play and do better than that. But what I don't know if I care about that, but what I do like is the idea that the multiplayer is that whatever you would do in this will count towards points to unlocking weapons, which you can then also use in multiplayer. So you can do co-op to unlock your multiplayer stuff. I like that. Anyway,
cool. There's some co-op. I always like co-op.
Yeah, it's always better.
I'm behaving.
That's about the time you should say, "What did you do?" Because.
Also about the co-op. The co-op says that if you both go down, the game is over. There's no like respawn after that. You got to try and keep each other alive. But yet, if one of you goes down, you can try and help the other person, while that person can use their secondary weapon. Difficulty is high. They're saying. I don't know what that means.
Like, you mean
zombies?
You mean like zombies?
Yeah.
And that's all I found to be interesting about that. All right. Oh, there you go. Yeah, sort of like Last Stand, exactly.
Last Stand, yeah.
All right, so I am still very much looking forward to this game. Actually, that reminds me, an article that I didn't come across, but I did come across a video for it, was this gameplay regarding jets. So here goes some jets.
Benny and the Jets?
Yes, just like Benny and the Jets. Jets within like Battlefield 3.
The clicking.
Imagine, I've got to wonder how big these maps are in order to allow gameplay like you're about to see in this video here.
Well, see, I wonder if
that is... pre-order this?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
you did.
Yeah, I did.
You did.
I did. I did. I'll say it.
You are such a pre-order whore.
Not with everything.
He's a hypocrite.
And then so he felt bad or guilty about it, so he had to go pre-order Rage. So.
I did not pre-order that. It was a given. It was given to me.
Lies. Lies.
That was given to me. All right, here we go with some jets in the video. And then back to ground play, which looks just like Bad Company 2, actually. But then the choppers overhead, which I liked watching some of that stuff. Guided missiles, just like we used to see in 2142. Tanks, anti-aircraft.
The game looks awesome.
It doesn't it?
Yeah. Hopefully they've come up with some way to overcome what was in Battlefield 2, that was you'd be walking along a street or something and then suddenly, oh, you're blown up because somebody flew in a jet.
Although I used to enjoy tying C4 to the jets and wait until they take off.
That's my kind of party there.
Yes.
There's enough douchebags playing Bad Company 2 that couldn't fly a helicopter. And
oh, dear God. Now you put something that's got high explosives on it.
Right. Filled with jet fuel.
It goes really fast.
Thing is, does it go really fast? Because I remember which Battlefield was it?
2.
Yeah, where they had jets, and the jets were like retarded slow. And
I didn't think they were
like they were going that fast.
They didn't go that fast because
No, maybe it's just me.
you would just fly from one end to the other end of the map too fast. Yeah. So I miss it. I wasn't good at flying the jets, but I did enjoy the idea that they were there. I liked the idea that they were out there with the choppers. Yes. That somebody could lay down some carpet bombs. Man, I was bad at it, but it was fun to have. I wish that they would bring back a version that would allow us to run single player like bots and actually get that going on a local LAN. There was a hack that allowed you to do that with one of them. I think it was either 2142 or 2. I can't remember which one. I think it was 2 actually. I think that you could set up a local game and then just by yourself. But if you at the last second increase how many players by 1, your friend could join on the LAN if he knew your IP address on the LAN. And I enjoyed that. Okay.
I'm kind of hoping they bring back something like Titan mode out of 2142.
I don't know how they would do it.
Well, aircraft carriers, one each end.
Okay. But they had that in 2, or Battlefield 2. So I could definitely see that happening.
Points there, wasn't it?
No, there was actually a couple maps that I thought there were a couple maps that you actually had to defend the ship. Like that was like your main base, and then and you had to attack the island.
Yeah, that was just your spawn point though. What I was meaning is the 2142. We got blow up the hover jet thing, the floaty aircraft.
Yes, right. I know. That's what I would like to see also, where that would be an objective, right? The objective, actually, in those cases. Okay. Moving on to another topic, we have stuff going out there regarding Red Orchestra 2. Lots of news coming up about that. The guys from Tripwire Interactive. These are the same people that put together the game that you always hear us talking about, Killing Floor. We seem to still play every single weekend. And and I'll bet you I would have been the kind of person that's, if I never played Killing Floor, that I would have seen this game and said, you know what, it doesn't look like it's that great of a quality, I might not buy it. Because they tend to have like a darker look on things, and grainy, yes. So I tend to think that reflects on what the game is going to play like. But now that I've played Killing Floor and I have a better understanding of where they're coming from, I think I'd be pretty interested in checking out Red Orchestra 2 now. Yeah.
I pre-ordered it. That's right. I went there because it was cheap. Actually, and it enticed me in even more because I got like free character packs for Killing Floor.
Oh yeah.
Character packs.
Yeah. They dangled a piece of candy and you went for it.
Well, it was like I think it was like $23.99 or something like that. And I thought, you know what, that's pretty good, even if it's not that great. And it's not Call of Duty.
Yeah.
That's always a plus.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right.
It's like, from what I understand, it plays like Armor, but World War II, but not as many buttons. And not as frustrating.
Right. Not the entire keyboard. Now, this game is going to come with a solo game that is filled with bots to kill. So we'll see how they handle that. And
what I was kind of excited about is there's a German campaign, which I don't ever recall seeing. There's German single, there's a Russian campaign that you can play through, where you play as the Russians, and there's a German one as well, so you play both sides.
Yeah, that is interesting. Right. I don't remember, like you said, I couldn't think of another game that actually does that allows you to play both sides of the army. And of course, this game is going to come with an SDK. They say it's going to be available from launch, and that the DLC. They are planning DLC, and the DLC will cost nothing.
Whoa!
Because that's the way they do it. That's how they play it.
Or does it mean cost them nothing to make?
And just like the Killing Floor game, some people may never be able to unlock everything because it's class specific. So if you're playing in a class, I don't know what kind of classes they're going to have set up here. But let's say you're playing a medic or a heavy or something like that. You're going to be able to, as you play along, unlock certain things. Get up to
Like
unlock
most
level
other
5 or
games.
6 and spawn with a special weapon or something like that.
Yep. Like killing floor.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't be a demolitions, because you'll never rank up.
Although he's trying. Just like it when I'm aiming on something and it vaporizes in front of me.
I was gonna say it's not through lack. It's really not through lack of trying, because if I remember, everything just blew up before I could shoot it.
Oh, Skype.
Well, I know you told me, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to try.
And one more thing about the Red Orchestra game is that it was originally supposed to be scheduled for release on August 30th, but it's been delayed a couple weeks. It's now September 13th that the game is going to be released. So don't be dismayed if you expected it on a certain day and it hasn't come. It's only a couple weeks off.
We should be used to that by now.
Yeah.
A couple weeks is nothing.
Right.
What's the echo?
I mean, we pre-ordered Left 4 Dead 2, and we got it about the same time everyone else did.
Yeah, I remember that. That was ridiculous. The Xbox people had it before the PC did.
Yep.
That annoyed me.
And we paid specifically to get it before everyone
Yeah.
else.
Mm-hmm.
That was the whole big thing about pre-ordering, is you'll get it a week early. No, that didn't happen.
Because, it's Valve time. It's Valve time. They have no clock.
I think they have a clock. I just don't think it works.
I think, yeah, say they have one, it's just broken. Or goes backwards.
Yes. All right. Wow. All right. Moving on to another game here. We have Dota 2 being released soon from Valve. Well, actually, I can't say soon. The beta is going to be released soon, but the game has been delayed. Valve's clock has been pushed to 2012, or at least that's what we estimate based on Valve's clock. So, Defense of the Ancients 2, Dota 2, and they are putting this thing together. Now, this is interesting. We have a game here coming from a company that is primarily in the first-person shooter industry, and they're making here an RPG-style game. Actually, Gabe tries to call it like a real-time...
Good friend, Gabe.
Our good friend Gabe.
He tries to...
You might know him as the Boomer.
/ heart attack victim at Sony.
He goes on to talk about how this is a... I don't even remember where I was talking about now. How it's more like a real-time strategy. A real-time strategy type.
Yeah, real-time strategy is what he says.
But it's also an action RTS RPG kind of thing. And there's an interesting interview here, which he goes on to talk about where they got the idea that it was actually truly inspired by community fans.
I was gonna say a mod team by any chance?
Yeah, probably.
Right.
Crap, those dogs are freaking out.
Okay, so here goes some of that interview.
We're checking out Dota 2 right now, and with me today is Gabe and Newell. Gabe, thank you so much for sitting down to chat with us.
Oh, thanks for talking to me.
So, I want to start off by talking about sort of the legacy of the original Dota. I know the genre has gained a lot of new fans since other games like League of Legends and Heroes of Newerth and even Demigod came out, and they might not know about, sort of where this genre found its roots. So tell us a little bit about the original Dota and what that game was like.
The original Dota was a mod created in Warcraft 3. The kind of game, we call it an action RTS, because that's the sort of handle that people are unfamiliar with. It sort of gives them the sort of clearest idea of what it's like.
Wait.
Sort of a mix of
What?
We call it an action RTS because most people don't know what that is, and we think they can relate to that better or something. What was that?
That's the handle that we give it, and most people can relate to that. What?
I'm gonna play that again.
DOTA was a mod created in Warcraft 3. The kind of game, we call it an action RTS, because that's the sort of handle that people are unfamiliar with. It sort of gives them the sort of clearest idea of what it's like. And it has sort of a mix of a little bit of an RTS feel, a little bit of an RPG feel. As a game designer, it's interesting because it has a bunch of reinforcement schedules that are really kind of unique compared to other styles of games. The way that Valve got into it was really as fans.
Okay. So we just
hang on.
We know where that's
Valve
going.
got into it.
It's we saw some guys making it.
Yeah, and we thought, hey, we'll hire them, steal their idea, and then fire them.
Yep.
I love watching.
I speak Chinese because no one understands it, but I figured they'd know what it means.
Yeah.
It's very,
I love
very
his
confusing.
interviews because it's like he always just looks like he can't be asked to be there. She's like, oh,
He's talking to
you again, you know.
right.
Yeah.
Man, the buffet's going. What the fuck am I sitting here for?
We roll this up here.
Because there's a Taco Bell across the street, and
right. They're serving nachos.
They're serving nachos.
GTL here in the chat window tells me if I skip to the end, he starts talking about the new Counter-Strike Global campaign. So let's see if that's actually in there.
Shit, you guys completely missed it. You know, so you'll look at a character like Lena that's changed dramatically.
We're still going on about
a character
DOTA.
like Zeus, who really hasn't changed at all since the internationals. The next step, we're already doing sign-ups for an invitational beta. After that, after we've incorporated the feedback. And
Yep, there's sign-ups on their
we'll
site somewhere.
Beta. We'll go through the cycle
If you want to
again,
get
and
involved
then
in
we'll
DOTA 2.
ship. I suspect sometime early next year that will be available.
It can't be further. There's only 15 seconds
cool.
left.
Thank you so much for chatting with us.
Thanks.
And there you have it, folks. A look at Dota 2. As always, you can check out the game space.
GTL must be thinking of another one. All right, so there is some talk though going on regarding the Counter-Strike game. That a Counter-Strike global campaign, which is, geez, what are they? They're saying that this is not like. It's actually a little bit confusing. It has two major aims. PC gamers will get a significant update, and console gamers will finally be able to experience Counter-Strike. There could be, Newell says, social features involved in this. Could be social features.
I like that, yeah. Whatever the guys, the other mod team thinks of, but we'll tell you later.
And that this is not actually the next version of Counter-Strike. So this is instead a cross or sidestep version of Counter-Strike. Just consider it another mode to the gameplay. Is really what I think we should be calling this thing.
Every time somebody says Counter-Strike, or there's this flash video that someone made a long time ago, and it's this kid that's playing Counter-Strike, and he goes online to get some hacks because he got owned. And fucking laugh every time. I have to find that.
It reminds me of the is it the Pure Ponage TV show?
Yeah.
Boom! Everybody knows you run faster with the knife out. That's all it ever reminds me of.
Makes me think of that other one, the guys that did the Team Fortress Grieving as well, but they did the one where the guy was stuck in the or he's like, oh, it's F12. It's just, it was fun. That's all I ever think about, though, is all the spoofs they do on it.
And it's one of those games that's become like an elitist game.
Yep,
which
tribes.
kind of just puts me off. Yeah, it just puts me off it because it's like, oh.
Oops. All right, I got it for you, Stryder. So
I can't even play Half-Life Deathmatch.
You can't play Half-Life Deathmatch, you said?
I can't play it anymore. There's no stock servers out there at all, or hacks, and just it's like the Valve anti-cheat is like, well, fuck that game. We're not even gonna bother with it. So they're just running free out there. It's like Mad Max.
Just with throwing toilets at each other.
Right. An aimbot in a toilet. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
How do you make a toilet go around a corner?
There's some joke in there, but I don't even want to try.
Yeah, I was giving you guys a chance.
Toilets,
They're
round
just like,
corners.
toilet, corner, oh my god, I don't know what to do with myself.
So there was too many, my brain got stuck.
Here you go, Stryder. You wanted this one. I think. There it goes.
Oh my god,
I have to say
the
it.
map dust.
Yep,
I can
that's
put
the one.
so many noobs on it. Maybe today I'll put enough noobs that I can raise my rank in the server from 3 to 1.
Oh, this might not be it, huh? Or is it? No, it is. Okay, I don't know what the
Okay, you
text
guys,
is.
let's move out. Guys, you go forward. I'll camp here. Oh my god, you fucking loser! I know you hack! I'm gonna tell the admin on you, you faggot! Leave now, you faggot! Leave! Leave! Leave before the admin bans you! Oh my god! What the fuck was that? I know you're fucking hacking! You fucking team killer fucker! You fucking definitely deserve a ban, you faggot!
Oh my god.
Leave right now. I'm gonna make you leave. I'm gonna go get hacks, and I'm gonna come in your server and kick you out, you fucking faggot.
Oh, man.
Well, it's funny because it's true.
Yeah.
But I can't think of Counter-Strike at all without thinking of this movie.
It's like trying to watch. It's like trying to watch Scream after seeing Scary Movie. Just doesn't happen. You just can't do it. You just can't do it.
Okay, submitted. I'll just wait until one of them tells me what a good hack for CS is, so I can get revenge on a stupid faggot. Oh, a guy named MyGodSamster already replied to my thread. You should try downloading Spork. Here's the link. Well, okay, sounds pretty neat. Okay, let's see here. Extract anywhere but the Steam folder and run the exe. Okay.
Oh man.
What the fuck is happening to my computer? What the fuck is fucking me? You fuckers!
Yep. Not a happy ending, but that's what you have when you don't have a good producer.
Oh no, the end is awesome. The end is awesome.
Okay. Now you know what we were talking about. All right, so moving on to some other topics that we have here. This topic was supplied to us by our wonderful member here, Breezy, who's
Oh, so it's his fault.
just a wonderful member of ours, and and he wants us to know about the Serious Sam and how he's excited, and he's rightfully so that
I'm
Serious
excited
Sam
about it.
Serious Sam 3 will include a 16-player co-op play, and it'll scale up in difficulty and density of enemies as more people join.
That's cool.
Cool.
16-player co-op, so there's plenty of room for you, your friends, and everyone else you don't know. because unless you put a password on it.
They're just starting to call multiplayer co-op now.
Yeah. That's what it is. It's just multiplayer.
Yeah. Right?
I mean, 2-player, 4-player, 6-player. That's co-op. 16-player. That's multiplayer.
Wow, this game first came out in 2001. Another version in 2002, and now we have this. Oh, not the next encounter. What is this one? This one's not even being shown as far as. I don't know what the date is on the release of this next one.
I don't know, but you get to use a sledgehammer.
They figure that you know what? If Duke Nukem can release a game 11 years after it's
okay, the game is supposed to be out 2011, third quarter. I don't know when their quarters are, but I would actually start expecting it like next month. I don't know when though. Okay.
Actually, aren't we in the third quarter?
Yeah.
They're on
we're
standard year.
We're in the standard year third quarter. We don't know what their third quarter is. Yeah.
Third quarter 2011 for them is like summer of 2012.
And then, well, some of the guys, some of the developers over at Serious Sam they're not liking some of the reviews that are going out there. They're having some issues with some of the people that are basing the reviews that they're making here based on the alpha version that's out or something like that, and they're playing the game wrong. He's out there saying, "Don't play."
You're doing it wrong.
Yes. Don't post a video of yourself playing like a llama in Serious Sam 3, hiding behind sand dunes like a modern warfare wiener. This is Serious Sam.
Supposed to do with that.
Yeah. No cover, all man.
Yep. Head on. That's why they give you a fucking sledgehammer. You can't use a sledgehammer hiding behind a sand dune.
Right. All right.
He does look pretty serious.
All right, moving on to some other. Where are we in the time? All right, plenty of time. We talked about it a couple times. I Am Alive is a game that's being put out here by Ubisoft, and it is supposedly still in development. Third-person gameplay in a post-apocalyptic environment that, as far as we know, does not include zombies.
It's just not a post-apocalyptic environment. Everybody knows there's going to be zombies.
And along with it, they put out some trailer, which we don't need this opening ridiculous video, which is half the trailer. All right, this is what the game is going to look like on a console, anyways.
That's for sure.
Mine kind of reminds me of Thief.
If I hadn't seen it with my
when it goes first person.
Well, most of it will be played here in the third person.
Stay alert when you see strangers. Get ready to run. Protect yourself.
It says in somebody's, let's see, David Christopher Freyd LinkedIn profile, who is, who knows something about this game as a developer, I don't know where, but it says that this thing is going to include a non-kill oriented FPS shooting system.
It's not just missing.
What does that mean, non-kill oriented? It sounds like no fun oriented.
You miss.
Yeah. No, I bet it'll be like
laser tag.
Yeah. There'll be some kind of system in it where you point your gun at somebody and they're like, "Oh no, don't shoot me."
Oh, you got it.
It's paintball.
Yeah. You do anyway because you're just that kind of person.
MrsFoyle, you'll be glad to hear though that wounding is promoted over murder. So you're welcome to maim everyone.
People in the knees.
Yeah, because somebody that doesn't have
leaving them with a lifelong scar, much preferable over a quick, merciful death.
They got no food, no water, no doctor. Wounding them won't kill them.
Yeah. This way they can't. It
takes a week to die.
Yeah, you can't get that douchebag ex-lawyer saying...
Leave him in the woods with no arms and no legs, like the knight from Holy Grail.
It's not a murder simulator.
It's a wounding simulator.
Yes. Now this is going to be a single-player game only, and it's going to be available on most of the main platforms: PC, PS3, you know, the consoles. And it's supposed to be out. No idea, because it doesn't say when there's a release date. So I guess they're not even ready to mention the release date yet. All right.
So it's just all theoretical at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one that like appeared and then disappeared.
Yes, I think so. We talked about it like a year ago, right?
It looked completely different to that.
Mm.
Yeah, I won't be able to play it. If you take my water, I'll kill you.
Well, this French company, Ubisoft, is not just making I Am Alive a first-person shooter where you don't actually shoot anyone, at least not to death, but they're also...
First-person not shooter?
Yes.
First-person... Well, this is like real life. I just walk around and look at things.
But they're also
making an FTL game.
They're also making another game here that they've announced.
Look at things.
This game is called Project Osborn. Now, if you guys know better than I do what this game is about, please stop me, because as far as I understand, this game is about the U.S. military that turns on George Washington. George Washington creates a number of terror cells out of the Minutemen.
Never mind. Turns on
there
George
was no U.S. military.
No.
Yes?
He was using turns on in a different way.
Turns on something different in my head.
Yeah, okay. So you are Osborn, and you are ordered to take out these terror cells. George Washington's terror cells.
Do they have wooden teeth?
So this is the Revolutionary War from the British perspective?
It says U.S. soldier in Afghanistan.
I don't know.
Washington survived and started the...
A stern patriot and soldier in Afghanistan, yes. I am...
Using his knowledge of guerrilla warfare tactics, Washington created a number of terror cells. Ubisoft described him as a modern-day William Wallace.
Well, you know damn well that's French. That doesn't make any damn sense.
No.
It's a squad-based shooter, and
that's what happens when you eat too much of that poutine.
Yes. All that gravy goes to your head. And then Osborn's squad will primarily be like running around defusing bombs and stuff. So I guess it's another non-killing shooter.
Pistols.
It's like they just flicked open a history book and wrote a few things down and threw them together in a hat and went, guys, so we got George Washington, bombs, Minutemen.
They ripped all the pages out of the U.S. history, shuffled them up, and then said, "All right, the first 5 is our story."
For all I know, this is actually what they're taught over there in France.
Oh my god!
That's true. Good. Yeah.
George Washington's Navy SEAL.
Hang on, I gotta reload.
Give me 20 minutes.
So you can reload a muzzle loader in under a minute if you're good.
Under a minute, if you're good.
I know that.
The thing is now you got to run around collecting powder, caps, balls, wadding. I mean, geez. It's like, oh, I got bullets and gunpowder, and but I don't have any wadding.
Yeah.
Oh, this whole thing just makes no sense.
None at all.
I understand Empire doing that because you've got 10,000 soldiers and you can have them do the rotating thing, you know. So I understand playing it in that aspect. But as a lone gunman, it's not really the best time to be a lone gunman, you know. They carry like 9 pistols on you.
All right. A game that makes a little bit more sense. There's footage going around from QuakeCon of Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Some shaky cam video that shows off what's going on with the game. And so we actually, it seems like we have quite a few RPG style games coming up. So that's pretty much what next year is going to be all about.
time vampires.
Yeah, but
sorry, Welshy.
But everybody's getting sick of playing the same old regurgitated Call of Duty over and over and over.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll get some first person or up close and personal vision of this one because they're going to be displaying Skyrim at PAX.
I'm really curious to find out if they're going to be expanding this into co-op or something like that. Oblivion didn't have it, right? So I'm wondering what they'll do with this. Otherwise, I'm going to be splitting off from you, Stryder, and heading over to the Guild Wars booth.
Oh, God.
He'll be taking off his clothes and running around.
No.
And that's before he gets to the expo. That's in the lobby on the way in.
And by the way,
photographs of that.
Oh, please don't.
Are you bringing your cape, Eric?
Sure, of course.
Say no.
I'm going to wear it on the plane.
It's just a beach towel he ties around his neck.
God bless this kitchen.
Yep.
I love the way you said that as if, like, yeah. Nice beach towel.
Yes,
I might.
Now he's thinking, now I have to unpack my cape.
Yeah.
Make fun of me if I wear my cape.
But these two RPGs are definitely going to be over at the PAX Opinion Arcade Expo that Stryder and I are going to, so you'll probably get a picture from it, if nothing else. Or a picture of the line of people waiting to see it. I'll see what that media pass gets me. See if it can get us in there.
Spring Break, 84.
Probably. All right. Another game that I don't think everyone here is interested in, except that the video that I saw made me really want to find out more about it. It is called the Lollipop Chainsaw. So
Are you kidding me? I got kind of excited when I saw that. I don't know why, but
because you used the word chainsaw.
Cheerleaders and chainsaws, dude. I'm like, ooh.
Yep, that's what it is.
Okay, I'm creepy, I know, but that was cool.
No, Foyle's creepy.
Creepy, yeah. The only person that could read out the phone book and it'd still be creepy.
Now, while I was watching this video, I was thinking this could actually become like the next kind of Buffy kind of series, right? Because where Buffy goes around
easily,
the chick that goes around killing vampires, well, this one uses a chainsaw to go around and kill zombies. It's just like our modern day Buffy.
And she's got her chainsaw all rhinestoned up, or bejeweled, or whatever that is.
It's all bejeweled, and all the Call of Duty developers are thinking, why didn't we think of that?
Yeah.
We could have put that on guns. That can be a add-on pack, $5.99.
See, they know what they had the same thought I did, because there it said the story of a zombie hunter.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't see this hitting the PC, but we'll see what happens. All right. Our time is coming up near here, so
I see this hitting the PC with a bunch of mods.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. They're already working on them.
No spanky pants mod.
I thought I would point out this 8-bits cartoon that actually didn't make a lot of sense to me, but it was kind of interesting to watch, I guess. What's that?
It's not supposed to make sense.
No, it's not supposed to make sense. Or at least I thought I had it here. Okay, here it is. And now this is sort of like, geez, I don't even know what to say. It's like I'm not gonna play the whole thing because it's far too long. It's about this freaky little dude that goes around in his hoodie and underwear, and he's going to try and save the girl from the bad guy here. And it's set up in a movie-type format. However, it's also looks like a side-scroller type platforming game. And so somebody made a little movie. It's really a short movie of this. So I don't know, if you have the time, you want to check it out. It's kind of strange, but strange enough that I didn't stop the play.
Stewie.
Yeah. I love the comments. Don't get me wrong, I love this, but where the hell is his clothes?
Yes. All right.
It looks like a 40-year-old Stewie.
Yeah. From Family Guy gamer.
Stewie Griffin.
Yeah.
You don't know who Stewie Griffin is? Wow.
Wow, yeah.
I would make a comment on maybe he's gotten laid more often than us, but... No, I've had sex with girls. Most of them, anyway.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Most of the girls, or most of them were girls?
Most of them were
Yeah.
Girls now.
Okay. Anybody else want to bring up any last second topics?
I love how that took just a turn for the worst right there. That was great.
Yeah.
Did anyone notice that I barely use any bad language today?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yes.
I don't know. I couldn't find anything to cuss about. You skipped the
Your
topic
mother
I
watching
was
the show
going
or
to
something?
cuss about.
I skipped
Oh,
it.
God,
that
no.
one.
You got to hear me talk
Yeah.
to my mom.
We'll save that topic for next week.
I learned most of my language from my mom.
Passed down, yeah.
It is. I
So
talk
not
like my
actually
dad today.
Jinxisms.
Jinx's momisms.
Okay.
My
so I
mom
guess
is the only woman that I've ever met that can actually bitch something back together.
You bitch something
She'll
back
commence to-
together.
She will bitch and somebody will get up and fucking fix it. I mean,
You should get that embroidered on
she
a
can do
pillow.
it. She could just point and commence to bitch.
all right.
Ham is talking about QuakeCon.
Yes. Okay, where was I? So that's right. Next week's going to be an interesting show because Stryder and I will be in Seattle. So hopefully this show will actually occur. I expect something to
Tell you if I'll
happen.
be there.
I expect something to happen at 12 Eastern. So you might want to show up and just see what happens. I can't guarantee it'll go more than 5 minutes.
It's just
or
a picture of me scratching my head.
Right.
What this button does. Who writes these stupid fucking
It's
instructions?
MrsFoyle with a beer. MrsFoyle with a beer and a technical difficulties.
Yes. You might be seeing this image a lot. Yeah. All right. So good luck next week. Hopefully, I can be here to partake. All right. So I'm going to wrap things up then for you. I want to thank our host for taking the time out to chat today. Stryder, thank you very much for joining us.
It's always an adventure.
Welshy, thank you very much for joining us and posting those show notes as we went along.
No problem.
All right, Mrs. Foyle, thank you very much for joining us.
Anytime.
Jynx, thank you very much for coming in.
Anytime.
He's there somewhere. All right, thanks. Finally, I want to thank. I want to thank the fans of Mods on Air and the subscribing members of MODSonline.com because they make this show possible. And until next week, everyone, hopefully, happy gaming. Thanks for watching this week, and come back next Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern when we will broadcast another live show. Details for this and all past episodes can be found at MODSonair.com. We welcome your feedback via email at mailbag@modsonair.com. And please consider subscribing to MODSonline.com to support our show. The opinions expressed by individuals on this program are not necessarily the opinions of our sponsors, owners, or partners. Alright, try this one.
Performing live at PAX.
This is not a commercial. This is somebody who actually filmed themselves playing with a butter knife and Grandma bringing him a beer.
What the hell is going on?
For those who are just joining us,
we just entered an alternate universe where this is normal.
Our show has hit rock bottom.